Evan Brooks. Welcome to another edition of Passive Income Central, where you get the facts on how to get a business going on a passive measure. Now, we do talk about active measures, but most likely you're here for passive measures. And today we're going to talk about the number one thing that is driven a lot of people out of the online business. Why does online business fail? Now, we're going to talk about that, and we're also going to talk about what you can do to avoid being in this situation. So stay tuned. Now we can start. So I wanted to come out here because I got my Superman shirt on. We're about to do some Superman things about these solutions right here. So why do your business fail? Why do online businesses fail? So let's go ahead and talk about the things that we need to talk about in regards to this. There are 4 things that I want you to zoom in on or focus on when it comes to your business. The 4 things are not finding the problem, right? Not finding the problem, not finding audience, not having the solutions or solution, whatever it may be, not having true interest to help others. If you miss any of these, just like a foundation, you gotta have a foundation, right? If you go and jump around and don't resolve any of these 4 things, you have to do all 4 of them, you're going to not make anyone. You're not going to succeed, and therefore you'll go out of business. So let me elaborate on some of these things here. So let's zoom in and talk about it. All right, so when we look at not finding the problem, we're not taking the time out to really look at who, what, when, how, where, whatever it may be with the problem. What is the problem? What is it? Is it something dealing with a relationship? Is it about losing weight? Is it dealing with making money online? You know, the 3 big niches that you want to talk about, right? So you got to understand what the problem is. How do I find that out, Luke? How do I find out what that problem is? I tell you, you go to the blogs, you go to the forums, you go to Facebook, you go where these people are trying to get the instant result. It may be YouTube, it may be Google, it could be Quora, it could be any of those places where you can just look and see what these people are saying and look at what the solution may be. This is something that you have to do in order to correctly diagnose the problem. It's just as if you was to take your car to the dealership, say I have an issue with it. You're not just going to go off of what you say. They're going to do their own diagnosis to make sure they correctly figure out what the full extent of the problem is. You may have a good sound guess, but they're going to go through their whole procedure, and you should do the same thing too. Number 2, not finding the right audience or not finding the audience at all. So you may have the problem, right? You have the problem, say this is the problem that I need to talk about because I know it's a strong audience, I know who it is. But finding the audience, this is what kills a lot of people in the online game. They just stick their links out and throw it out to the world and just say, I pray that someone grabs it and hugs it and do whatever they got to do with it. And the problem with that is that it doesn't work. You have to have laser focus when it comes to talking to the right audience. Imagine it's a congregation where people want to talk about working out, they want to do this, they want to do that, things like that. And you might have a weight loss supplement or a muscle enhancement supplement. You're going to start going into these forums and just talk in general. Not talk about your product per se, but just talk in general so people can see who you are. Because 9 times out of 10, people are not going to buy from someone that they don't know. If someone just randomly walks into a room, hey, I got my link here. They're probably going to block you out. So the thing that you have to do is basically go into these groups, understand your audience, understand who they are, have conversations with them. Now, I have a software that gears towards folks like that, which is going to be down in the comments down below. Check that out. Won't elaborate on that right now, but I will say it's automation that takes place with this portion. Number 3. Not having a solution or solutions. So you already talked about the problem, right? Finding the problem, finding the audience. And you may be like, that's the problem for real. That's the problem dead set right there. But the thing is, you don't have a solution to it. You're just like, yeah, that's a problem. You need to have solution or solutions. So depending on what you have to offer, and that's why I always tell people to have more than one way to make income or have more than one product. People are not all the same. They may have a certain thing that they need from you, where you might have something that's one thing only. You leaving money on the table. And when you leave money on the table, people don't want to deal with that. They'll be like, well, I'll go somewhere else who's got more. This is like you going to Walmart. Walmart basically got everything, right? You're not just going to go to one store here, one store there. That's how Walmart made their money. They said, well, you can get everything instead of you going down the street to 15 stores to get your stuff. You can come here. That's a one-stop shop, and that's what they're known for. You have to have a one-stop shop online as much as you can with different solutions. And you might have one big package, but people may not want to pay for that package. So you have to break things out accordingly. That's the best way to do the things that you have to do to get people to see that you have solutions. Solutions are important because they have to address what the problem is in the room, and that this will overcome any objections that you may face. Number 4. Not having the interest of truly helping people with their issues. It's very important that when you're helping people that you really have a general care of what they're doing, right? So I tell people, usually I go with what people are liking or what I like in particular that's going to actually help you make money, where I can have a continual educational study or a conversation, as you per se, with my clients. It's never ending. If it's something where it's dealing with different wrenches and stuff, that's going to be a very short conversation, because I'm not going to talk about every single wrench that has been made to man. And then you're going to be like, this guy really doesn't care about this stuff. For me, I love cooking. I like to talk about food. I like to talk about how to make money online and helping people. And I show people different things on how to do that. So you got to have a general interest. So if you're doing relationships, you could talk about, hey, I listened to the latest Kevin Samuels and he say this and say that. I agree with this or I disagree with this, and this is why I agree or disagree. And that's where you want to draw your crowd in, because how you'll post that will be basically on your Facebook profile or your Facebook page, or you might just do an email conversational piece. And when you do an email conversational piece, people will be like, okay, let me check the latest and greatest of what he said. Others have used WordPress. I use WordPress for my health page, and people come in there and chime in, I disagree, or I agree with this, and this is why. And this is where you engage with your viewers. When they see this, and this can be time consuming, but it has to be done to generate those audience members that you're looking for to potentially buy from you. So I hope this helps you out. Again, my name is Mr. Luke Evan Brooks. If you haven't already, go ahead and like and subscribe to this channel, where we give you updates on a regular basis all the time. I will also say to you too, if you haven't already, you need to go ahead and jump on the latest and greatest book called Traffic Secrets by Russell Brunson. It's down below. Go ahead and get access to it. It's a free book. We have resources down below on this video where you can access. Some of it's free, some of it's not, but you need to go ahead and take advantage of it. If you're looking at this right now, you're looking to make money online, and you're trying to figure out how can I have money, a steady income on a regular basis without punching in the clock, you need to definitely check the information down below. Again, guys, my name is Mr. Luke Evan Brooks. I thank you so much for tuning in. It's more to come. I want you to take care and stay always looking to the sky. Talk to you later.